Given the state of innovation and incentivization around carbon capture and sequestration, what impact do you see on the commercial markets for CO2?
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, I mean, it's a fascinating conversation that we've had so far today, the very large scale decarbonization projects going along around the world. Our focus is more on what you just said, that commercialization and utilization of the CO2. We've got an entire multiple set of industries that utilize CO2 today for a vast amount of manufacturing, food processing, wastewater treatment, fire suppression. So the continuation of supply and the utilization of CO2 is critical. So from that, that's our customers are mostly concerned of, am I going to have access to the CO2 until alternatives present themselves? And a lot of the initiatives that we've talked about are, like I said, they're large scale, they're long term. We could be talking decades before some of them are truly commercialized, and scalable. But the real need that we have is we need CO2 for utilization at the point of where it's needed, as opposed to where it's being produced in large volumes. So whether it's electric production or the new as we see the rapid growth of hydrogen production, we're generating a tremendous amount of CO2 that is being captured and ultimately sequestered. But at the end of the day, our retail customers need the CO2 at the place. So I really see, to answer your question a little bit, I see the transition to getting away from the current merchant distribution model to what I call a micro distribution model, capturing it at the source, purification at the source, reliquefaction at the source, and utilizing at the source where it's needed. So it's really going to see about the change in the distribution model in the commercialization effort, as opposed to everything going to be sequestered. And the disparity really between in the US here, we have the regulation of 45Q, which is a tax incentive to sequester CO2, which is outstanding and is going to have great impacts long term. However, if we start diverting all of our commercial CO2 into sequestration into the ground, we're not going to have any for our retail applications until we come up with alternatives. So that's really where our focus is, and we spend most of our time on innovation and product development around that.